Sky is so high, if you don't know how to fly, ain't feeling easier to make you fly. Sky is so high, if you don't know how to fly, ain't feeling easier to make you fly. Here we go.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
So, how was your day, guys, so far?
Good, ma'am.
Okay.
Festive feeling.
So today, yesterday I taught you about verbiage, right? Every one of you.
Yes, ma'am.
So today you will be using those verbiage, and I'll nominate two persons. So two persons will have to communicate with each other. Okay. First. So two persons I'll nominate. Okay, you can talk about anything, but you have to use those verbiages which I taught you yesterday. You remembered what I taught you yesterday, right? How to address yourself, how to interact with the passengers, what all you have to say, how you will interact with them. You know the guidelines, no? All of you? I need response.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so two persons are okay. Mishan, I'll start with you and Umra. Mishan and Umra. Mishan and Umra, you both can. I'll give you 5 minutes of time. You have to communicate with each other using those verbiages which I taught you yesterday. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, sir.
Okay, Avishna and Mishan, you both have to. Okay, there is a sound coming. Okay, so Avishna and Mishan, you both have to communicate with each other using the verbiages which I taught you yesterday. So verbiage is something very important for the cabin crew. Always you should know the proper verbiage to communicate with each other. That is why I am concentrating more on the verbiages, because it is the thing where you will need it in the interview itself, also in the if you become a cabin crew, day-to-day life you have to practice that. The verbiages is the very important thing. Okay, so Avishna and Mishan, I'll give you a situation wherein you have to apologize. Okay, wherein you have done a mistake unknowingly to the passenger. Suppose you were taking water in your hand to serve some passenger, and suppose it fell down on a different passenger, so that passenger got angry. How will you handle this situation? I want both of you to talk. Okay, both of you to talk. Okay, both of you are a cabin crew. I am the passenger. I am the passengers. So you have to communicate with me as I am the passenger. So what are the verbiage that you gonna use? You both will discuss it now. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, for 5 minutes of
Hello,
time.
Vishnu. Hello, Misha.
Okay. First word is airfare. Airfare. All of you, can you please switch on the videos? Every one of you. Air. Okay. Do you understand what is airfare meaning? Airfare means it's the cost of a plane ticket. Okay. The cost of a plane ticket. Okay. So when I will tell the meaning of the word that I will dictate, one of you will have to tell me a sentence with that airfare. So suppose for airfare, I'll tell one example sentence. The cost of your meal is recovered in your airfare. Okay. You have to phrase a sentence when I'll say the word. So I'll point out everyone. Each one of you have to say that. I'll. Repeat after me. I'll. All of you know what is I'll?
Yes.
The long empty space.
The
that
passage
you
to walk.
No, sorry.
Yeah, I said the passage to walk.
Yeah. So whenever there are seats this side, there will be seats this side. In between there is a space. No, even in the bus, the middle area where you can walk. Here this side there will be seats. Here this side there will be seats. The middle area where you can walk, it is known as the aisle. Okay. So can anyone tell me any sentence? Divya, you only tell me any sentence with aisle. Word aisle.
Everyone in the aircraft walks on the aisle.
Sorry. Wait, I'll take out my headphone.
Should I repeat?
Yeah, Divya.
Everyone in the aircraft walk on the aisle.
Next, aisle seat. So you understand what is aisle seat? The seat next to the aisle. Okay, suppose I'm sitting here. Okay, there will be seats this side also. So the seat which is next to the aisle, just next to the aisle where the passengers will be walking, not the window seat, not the middle seat, the aisle, the seat. This seat is known as the aisle seat. So you understand what is aisle seat now? Can you frame a sentence related to aisle seat?
A common sentence can be, I would like to go for an aisle seat.
Okay, good one, Divya. Very nice. Nice one. Okay. Next is assist. Assist means helping someone. So in aviation, you have to use the word assist while talking to anyone. Instead of helping, you always say assist. That looks more, more professional and more formal. So any sentence. Now I'll ask Umra.
You can.
Umra, can you phrase a sentence with the word assist? Can you frame a sentence with the word assist? Srinivas,
Yes, ma'am.
can you frame a sentence with assist? Meaning of assist is helping.
Yeah. Okay, fine, ma'am. May I assist you?
Okay, good one, Srinivas. Very nice. Umra, you have to be very pro in answering, okay? You have to be proactively listening what I am saying. And you have to answer me proactively. If you'll be so late, then it will be late for you to become a cabin crew also. You have to catch up very soon. And you have to reply and you have to talk. You don't have to think who will think what if you talk. You have to speak confidently, okay? If you will not speak confidently, then the dream of cabin crew will be worthless if you will not speak. Okay, just think that we are just normal human beings. Tomorrow you'll be talking with passengers. Then how will you face them? Right, Umra?
Okay, Mama, I'll try.
Yeah, you have to try. Okay, I'm expecting the best out of you. Okay.
Okay, Mama.
Next one, baggage.
Should I
So-
try one sentence from assist?
Yes, Divya, very nice. Tell me.
It's cabin crew's responsibility to assist passengers.
Very good, Divya. Very good for taking initiative and very good for telling a perfect sentence. Very nice. I'll check when the airlines will be having interviews and all. I will prepare you guys, okay, for the interview. So these are the things. Yeah. See, the more you will be proactively answering, the more it will be easy for you to become a cabin crew soon. The more you will be like thinking about other people, what others are thinking, you will not take part. You will not then you have to you will be taking time to fulfill your own dream. That's all I can say. Baggage, luggage claim. So baggage or luggage claim. So you know what is the meaning of that word, baggage or luggage claim? So this is the place where you pick up all your baggages after the arrival. So once the flight has arrived to the destination, the cabin crew, the cabin crew once she will arrive to the airport, the destination airport, after reaching the parking bay, after the aircraft is parked, after opening, the cabin crew will open the door. At that point of time, a ground staff will come to the cabin crew and tell her the baggage belt number, where all of your baggage will be, where you can collect all your baggage. So that baggage belt number will be announced by the cabin crew. So you have to do an announcement of the baggage belt number, like Devi or Sachino, आपके आया हुआ सामान बेल्ट नंबर 2 में उपलब्ध है, and all you can say like that in Hindi. There are certain announcements for that. So for that thing, you have after knowing the belt number, the passenger will go to that particular baggage belt number and collect their belongings or the luggage. So you understand what is baggage claim? Baggage claim is where you can collect after reaching the destination, where you can collect the baggage from. A place where you pick up your baggage after arrival. Okay. So can one of you tell me a sentence framing with that word? Anyone can participate. Anyone is most welcome to take initiative. I'll be very appreciating to the person who will take more and more initiative. He will be the winner for the
Okay, so as a cabin crew, I'm telling to the passenger. So, ma'am, can I take you to the baggage counter so that you can claim your luggage?
Okay, no, you cannot tell that. The sentence is correct, but we are not authorized to get down from the aircraft once the aircraft is landed. Okay, so because once the aircraft is landed, the cabin crew has many other responsibilities. Okay, many other documentation to do, other things. And if it's a transit flight, again you have to go to a different destination, different sector. So you cannot get down. You can say any other sentence, Sylvia. Sentence is correct, no doubt, but this is like something which is not allowed for the cabin crew to do.
Okay, ma'am.
We can say passengers can move forward to claim their baggages.
Yeah, this can be said by the ground staff. Okay, yeah. After reaching the terminal building, the ground staff will tell us that the passengers can proceed to the baggage claim area. Very good, Divya. Another word is blanket. So blanket, most of the airlines provide it because the aircraft cabin is too cold. So anyone is welcome to frame a sentence with blanket. Very normal and simple word. I want Divya, now you don't say because I know your capabilities. Now I want someone else to participate. Umra, can you frame a sentence with this word blanket?
Yes, ma'am. As a cabin crew announcement that we have a blanket.
Yeah, so I want you to frame a sentence with that blanket. You have to tell a sentence with the word blanket. Umra? Yeah, you have to tell a sentence with the word blanket.
Yes, ma'am. As a cabin crew, we have blanket for passengers.
Okay, so you can say, ma'am, are you feeling cold? Do you need a blanket? You can say that also. Okay, but at least you answered. Very nice, Umra. I expect more from you. Okay, do not hesitate to answer. Just answer. Okay, keep on answering. Very good. Well done.
Ma'am, can we say may I assist you a blanket?
No, you cannot say, ma'am, can I assist you a blanket? You can say, ma'am, if you are feeling cold, I can get you a blanket. If you are feeling cold, I can get you a blanket. Like that, okay? Another word is boarding pass. So you know what is boarding pass, right? Once you do the check-in, after doing the check-in, okay, they will give you a pass which will allow you to enter the terminal building the security area, the aircraft. So that pass is known as the boarding card. Okay. So now I want Anjali Kumari.
Yes, ma'am.
Anjali Kumari, kindly switch on your camera.
I have looked at your boarding card.
Anjali Kumari, kindly switch on your camera. Yeah, please tell me a sentence with boarding pass.
May I have looked at your boarding card, ma'am?
Okay, very nice, Anjali. Very good sentence you have told me. Very good. Very nice. Okay, what you said, Anjali? Again, can you tell me?
May I have looked at your boarding card, ma'am?
Yeah, may I have a look at your boarding card? Can you say like this? May I have a look at your boarding card?
May I have looked at your boarding
May
card?
I have a look? Have a. May I have a look at your boarding card?
May I have a look at your boarding card?
Exactly. You have to just open your mouth and speak. Now it's very good. Anjali, I have seen the improvement of you. Okay, you have started opening your mouth and talk. Very good improvement, Anjali. Proud of you. Very nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, show me this kind of improvement every day. I want you to be perfect. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, the next person, next word is bumpy, rough. Okay, so bumpy means the aircraft, suppose it is flying and there is lots of turbulence going on. Sometimes the weather is very bad. The aircraft will have lots of turbulence, like the small turbulence. Okay, like the mild turbulence. So you can say. So you understood, right? What is bumpy? Roughness. Okay, up and down movement of the aircraft. Up and down movement of the aircraft. Okay, the meaning is up and down movement of the aircraft. So can any one of you frame a sentence with the word bumpy?
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, Umra.
As a cabin crew, we can't serve the beverages because there is bumpiness in the aircraft.
Wow, Umra, you said a sentence very out of the world, out of like what I expected from you. That's what I was expecting from you. Very nice. Very, very good sentence you told me. You won my heart, literally. Okay? Very good work and keep it up. Okay, Umra? Very nice.
Okay, thank you.
So next is cabin. So cabin is the interior of the aircraft. So cabin means where the passengers sit, no? That is the cabin of the aircraft. Okay? The interior side of the aircraft, the inside part of the aircraft. And cockpit is where the pilot and the pilots and the engineers they travel. That is known as the cockpit or flight deck area. Okay, and where the passengers sit, that area is known as the cabin. And where you can see the cabin crew is taking out their meals, handling meals and all small area you will see, that is known as the galley. So they are mostly in a normal aircraft, okay, like A320 aircrafts. So there will be two galleys in the aircraft, two galleys total number, one in the forward, one in the back. So in aviation language, back, you cannot say it as back, you can always say aft. Okay, aft meaning is back. Okay, so suppose I'm saying where is my other colleague. Okay, there will be total like 4 crew needed to be flown in an A320 aircraft. Okay, the carriage of cabin crew always depends upon the seating capacity of an aircraft. Even if there is only one passenger and the seating capacity is like 200, okay, it is less than 150. So it is less than 150. So the total number of cabin crew will be 4, and it is mandatory. And this is a rule set by the Director General of Civil Aviation, DGCA, who is the regulatory body of this thing, aviation. Okay, it's a regulatory body of civil airlines, civil aviation. Okay. So suppose there are 50 passengers, 50 seating capacity in an area, there are 50 seats, passenger seats in an aircraft. So the total number would be 1. Cabin crew carriage will be 1. If it's 100, then 2 cabin crew seating capacity. If it's above 150 to 149, then the carriage of cabin crew in each aircraft should be 3. So it depends. Every 50 passenger, 1 cabin crew will be increasing. Got it? Understood? Okay, so like that. So cabin, I just told you for good to know information. Once you'll become a cabin crew or you'll join aviation, you'll be trained on those things. Okay. So cabin means, basically this cabin means the interior side of the aircraft where there will be passenger seats, galleys where the cabin crew work, and the lavatories. Okay. So cabin, interior of the, basically you just have to remember interior of the aircraft. Okay, cabin means interior of the aircraft. So anyone can tell me a sentence with cabin. Can anyone of you frame a sentence with cabin? Please take initiative. I want all of you to take initiative.
Can I try?
Sure, Shalvia. Tell me.
Okay, so I request all the passengers in the cabin to fasten their seat belts.
Okay, very nice, Salsha. Very good. Very professional. Well done. I as expected, you will always tell something which is, correct. Very nice. So the next thing is call light. You know what is the call light? Call button or the call light means a bulb. A button that passengers can press to get a crew member's attention. So the call button will be right above your head. Okay, so if you press that, there will be a chime. Tang, ऐसे करके एक chime होगा. A small high-low chime will be there. Ting, like that. Okay, low chime. That is a low chime. So through this, the passenger will be getting an information that. The crew will be getting information that the passenger is calling. So they will get to know which seat number it is. Okay, so the cabin crew should go to that seat number and ask if he need any assistance. The passenger who has pressed the call bell or the call button. So you understood what is call button? It is used by the cabin crew to call the. It is used by the passengers to call the cabin crew. Understood? Can anyone of you frame a sentence with call button? Sandhya Naidu?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me a sentence with the word call button? Okay, can Anjali tell me one word with call button?
Ma'am, you want any assistance? Please press this call button.
Very nice. Anjali, very good. I am so satisfied with all of you now. Okay, I can see all of you are talking like an aviators. All of you are talking like aviators. Very good. I want all of you to talk like this. Very good, Anjali. So next is air vents. Air vents means what you know. The air vents means above. This is the passenger seat, and above that overhead bin, there will be a small fan. Okay, so you have to roll it. You are traveling bus now. How you have seen the air vents so small, so you have to just roll it like that to get the air directly as a air conditioning system. So it is known as the air vent. So when you switch it on, you can switch it on. You switch it on, it will fall directly on your body, and it will make you feel the temperature will be low. Okay.
Not clear, ma'am.
Understood the meaning of air vent? Imra? Understood the meaning of air vent?
Ma'am, your
Understood?
yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Can anyone of you tell me frame a sentence with air vents? Srinivas, Ankita Kumari, Anjali Kumari, please switch on your videos.
Ma'am, your voice was not that clear while explaining.
Okay, air vents meaning is you have a compartment above you. No, when you are sitting in the plane, you have a small compartment, right, where you will see the call button, and you can see small like holes. You have to roll that thing, and then then you'll get air directly on your head, on your body. It's just like, you have traveled in the bus, right? Travel in the AC bus, air conditioning bus. So you'll have small air vents, where you have to roll, and then the temperature, it will release air, which will make you feel cold. Understood, right? What is air vents?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone? Air vents means, okay, AC. You have traveled in the AC bus, no, George? So when you travel in the AC bus, have you observed small hole kind of a thing which you have to roll with your air to increase the temperature or decrease the temperature? You'll get air directly on your body. You have observed, right, that one? You haven't traveled in an AC bus yet? Huh? Sorry? George?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you traveled in the AC bus?
Yes, ma'am. But I didn't say anything.
Okay, so it is just like a small hole. It is like a AC conditioning system. You just have to roll it. Then the air will directly come. You will feel the air directly in your body. Got it? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, can any one of you frame a sentence with air vents? Philip, why don't you try?
Okay, ma'am. So the button for the airbag is at the front, right?
It's in the top. Suppose this is a seat, and this, can you see the compartment right above my head? So it is the compartment, and there you will have small air vents.
Okay.
So above each, there will be 3 seats, right? So in 3 seats, there will be 3 air vents on each of the person. On each of the person, 3 call buttons will be there. Okay. So every seat will have one air vent, so that if you just roll it like that, the air will directly fall on your head. It is like an AC conditioning system, guys.
Okay.
Understood, no?
Yeah. So I'll frame the sentence now.
Okay.
Ma'am, to start the airbag, you have to on the switch that is located at the top of the seat.
Sorry?
To start the airbag, you have to,
Rotate, yes.
Yeah, rotate the switch that is at the top of your seat.
Very nice. Very nice, Philip. Very nice, well-framed sentence. But instead, top of your head, or top of your seat, you cannot say like that. You can say that is located on the overhead bin. Okay, or else it is located on the panel above you. Located on the panel above you, you can say. Okay? He's left the meeting only. You can, more professional is that, ma'am, you can start the air vents by rotating the air vents that is located on the panel above you. Am I clear with everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the next word is, okay, so captain. You know who is the captain?
Who flies the aircraft?
Yeah, who flies the aircraft. So there are basically two pilots in an aircraft. Okay,
First
one
officer and the captain.
Yes, first officer and the captain. Nice answer. So the one who sits on the left side is the captain, and the one who sits on the right side of the aircraft, he is known as the first officer of the aircraft. That is their allocations basically. Okay, the captain is authorized. The captain is the main person who is authorized for the whole aircraft. Any decisions, if you are taking, you cannot take alone. You should always take a permission from the aircraft captain. And whatever orders or whatever the captain says, by any means, everyone has to follow in the aircraft, because he is the person who is authorized for everything. Okay. So can anyone of you frame a sentence with captain? Divya, you only say.
The captain is the one who flies the aircraft.
Okay.
Or we can say captain sits in the cockpit.
Okay. Very good, Divya. Nice sentence. And also you know what is first officer and captain. Very good. Uh, so charter. Charter means discount airline. Charter means discount airline. Okay, the meaning is discount airline charter. So can any one of you frame sentence with charter?
Charter planes means those which are small planes, personalized ones. Right?
Yeah, that is chartered aircraft. Chartered aircraft. Chartered aircraft. Those are chartered aircrafts. But chartered, that is ED, chartered aircraft. But this is only charter. Charter means discount airline.
I didn't get it.
The chartered aircraft which you are talking about are chartered airlines. Chartered airlines has chartered aircraft. So that is CHATERED, chartered flight, chartered aircraft. So that is the difference between charter and chartered aircraft or airlines. So charter can.
I didn't get the meaning of charter.
Charter means discount airline. Discount airline. Just charter means discount airline. And when you mean about the private airlines, then it cannot be alone called it as charter, but it has to be two words: chartered aircraft or chartered airline company or chartered airlines, whatever. Okay, it has to be like how like if someone is beautiful, how you say it's a beautiful girl, like, right? You cannot say the word beautiful alone or the girl alone, because it will not mean that the girl is beautiful. Same ways, whenever you mean private jets or booking a whole aircraft, booking the whole aircraft, suppose you have a family function, you're booking the whole aircraft, so that will be a chartered flight. Chartered flight. Understood? Okay, so can anyone tell me a sentence with charter? Meaning is discount airline.
I would like to buy a ticket of charter airline.
Okay, good one. Divya, very nice sentence. Okay, and thank you for taking so much of initiatives. I really appreciate that. Very good. Next is cockpit. Cockpit, you know what is cockpit, right? The part of the airplane where the captain and his co-pilot sits. The flight deck area or the cockpit area. So only authorized persons are allowed to enter inside the cockpit. The cabin crew, the engineers, or any central government, the DGC officials are allowed to enter inside the cockpit. Other person cannot enter the cockpit area because it has the main controls of the aircraft. So to avoid hijack and terror attacks, they never allow anyone to enter inside the cockpit. So this cockpit is a flight deck area where the captains, both the captains sits to fly the aircraft, okay? And every main control of the aircraft is located in the cockpit. So can anyone of you frame a sentence with the word cockpit?
The aircraft is operated from the area called cockpit.
Sorry?
The aircraft is operated from the area called cockpit.
Okay, nice one. Nice sentence, Divya. Very good. Next, Celsia, you were also about to tell me, no? About to tell something?
Yeah, I was supposed to tell the cockpit is a place where captain and first officer sit.
Okay, good one, Celsia. Very good. Comfortable. So all of you know the meaning of comfortable. Feel good, physically able to relax. Okay, so Miss Ankita Kumari. Okay, so comfortable. Can Anjali tell me what is? Okay, sorry. Can Parvati tell me a sentence framed with the word comfortable? You also have to pronounce the words correctly. Okay, you can say comfortable, not comfortable, or all this. You can say it as the correct pronunciation is comfortable, comfortable. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Can all of you repeat with me? Comfortable.
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 Sorry, Srinivas, can you repeat once more?
Comfortable.
Comfortable. Comfortable.
Comfortable.
Not the R, you don't pronounce. The R is silent here. Comfortable.
Comfortable.
Comfortable. Comfortable.
Comfortable.
Not R, you do not say. Comfort, you do not say. Comfort, you do not say. Comfortable, not. That is not correct. Comfortable. Comfortable.
Comfortable.
For not you do not use. You are telling it as comfortable, not comfortable. It is comfortable.
Comfortable.
No, Srinivas. You do not say the R in between, please. So whenever you are
Comfortable.
eliminate the R. You are saying comfort, not fur. That fur you remove it.
Okay. Comfortable.
Comfortable. Comfortable.
Comfortable.
Yes. Now pronounce it right. Comfortable.
Comfortable.
Okay, you have to practice that word, okay? Please do
Okay,
practice
fine.
that word. That for you download the Cambridge dictionary and then pronounce that word comfortable. Okay?
Yes.
Otherwise, these airlines are very particular. Okay, they will see words you are pronouncing words in an incorrect manner. They will right away catch it and they will give it a reason for rejecting the candidates. Okay, they will reject the candidates for simple reasons. They do not give the reasons also sometimes. So it's better we take care of all the things by ourselves rather than giving an opportunity to the airlines to reject us. Okay, all of us. Are we listening? Okay. So comfortable. Can one of you frame a sentence with comfortable?
Whenever passengers are on board, they should feel comfortable.
Okay, very nice, Divya. And switch on the video, Divya. And the Srinivas also. Why did you switch off the video? Also, Parvati. Parvati, please switch on the video. Okay, even if it's network issues, I want to see you. Parvati, please switch on the video. Parvati, you need to switch on the video all the time. Okay, Parvati, you have to frame a sentence with complimentary. Complimentary is something that is free of charge. Suppose you are giving complimentary meals to someone. So complimentary means you do not have to pay it extra. It's included in your ticket itself. Okay, whatever it is free of cost, you do not have to give any money. That is known as complimentary. Okay, suppose you go to a restaurant and you're buying a sandwich, so the complimentary thing with the sandwich is the tomato ketchup. Ketchup is the complimentary thing, right? Because you do not pay for the ketchup differently. So can you frame a sentence with complimentary, Parvati?
I have to think. I can think.
Okay. So this sandwich and juice is included as a complimentary in your air tickets.
Okay. Okay, nice. Nice. Good one. Co-pilot. So understood what is co-pilot? The person who helps the pilot, who helps the captain to fly the plane. So as I said, there will be captain sitting in the left side of the aircraft, inside the flight deck. Okay, and in the right seat there will be two seats. One left side there will be seat, one right side there will be seat. So in the left side area, the captain will sit, and in the right side, the another pilot who is junior to him, and he will be known as the first officer. Also, another name for the first officer is co-pilot. So he will be there to help the captain. So if anything happens to the captain, the pilot will take over the controls. Got it? So can you tell me what is the? Can you frame a sentence with the word co-pilot? Can you frame a sentence with the word co-pilot, any one of you?
The first officer sitting with the captain is known as co-pilot.
Sorry, Divya?
The first officer sitting with the captain is known as co-pilot.
Very good, Divya. Very nice answer you gave me. I'm so satisfied with your answers, all the answers. Very nice. Keep it up. Okay, always be like this. You will do great very soon.
Thank you.
And emergency exit. Sorry, co-pilot, domestic. Okay, domestic means, as you said, within the country. Domestic means within the country. Suppose domestic airline means the country who flies to the domestic destinations, who fly to the destinations which is within the country. Okay, not outside the country. That is known as the domestic airline, or domestic means anything which is within the country. So, can one of you frame a sentence with the word domestic? Sandhya, why don't you try? Sandhya?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please frame a sentence with the word domestic?
Domestic. Yes. This airline is a domestic airline, so you can't travel you can travel only in India.
Okay, very
In
good,
our
Sandhya.
domestic places.
Very nice. Very good answer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Emergency exit. So emergency exit is an exit that is used for evacuation in case of an emergency. Exit means any door which will let you out if there is an emergency. Where through exit means through which you can escape any life-threatening situation. Anything happens. Suppose the building caught fire, so there will be exits in the building so that you can escape from that life-threatening situation. Anything from where you can escape from a situation, it is known as the exit. There are exits inside a building, there are exits in the bus, there are exits in the a train. So these are known as the exit through which you can escape. Okay, section of the plane that opens in the case of an accident. It is a section of a plane where it opens in case of an accident. So, can anyone frame a sentence with the word emergency exit?
Ma'am, may I? Yeah.
Please, Miss George, can you frame a
Emergency
sentence?
exit where it is present in the aircraft, it can escape for the passenger.
Sorry?
That emergency exit is a small door in the aircraft.
Sorry, again, you can tell me.
Emergency exit door that is present in the aircraft.
Okay, so you cannot say like that. You can say in case of an emergency, you can escape through this emergency exit. You can say this kind. You can frame this kind of answer, or else I'll tell you where. Yes, are you comfortable sitting?
There are 4 emergency exits in the aircraft to evacuate.
Okay, very good, Divya. Very nice answer you gave me. Very nice answer. Yeah, there are actually 4 emergency exits normally. Okay. So e-ticket. You know what is e-ticket, right? Okay, airfare purchased on the internet. So it is the airfare which is purchased on the internet. It is known as the e-ticket. Can one of you frame a sentence with e-ticket? George? George? Okay, Ankita Kumari? Ankita Kumari? Ankita Kumari, can you frame a sentence with e-ticket? Ankita Kumari? Ankita Kumari not there.
Yeah, I'm on.
Okay, Divya, tell me.
In this corona phase, passengers should have e-ticket to fly.
Very good, Divya. Very nice. Very nice, Divya. Okay, I'll talk about service now. Okay, we'll talk about the service things for the passengers. We have already learned how to interact with the passengers. Okay, we have learned how to do an announcement. Okay, so now we'll learn about service. I'll do a small session about service. So when you are doing service, what are the things you should always take care of? We'll learn about service. You'll get a training on service after you are getting hired. You'll be getting a training on service. We'll do some other thing. Let me think what you're gonna do. Tomorrow we'll learn about airline customer service. Today we'll learn about introduction to aviation. Is it fine for all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first we'll study about aviation phonetics. So what is basically phonetics? Phonetics means English is the only phonetic language. I guess I told you guys in the first day itself. I want all of you to switch on the videos. Kindly switch on the videos, all of you. So all of you know what is phonetics, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Phonetics, aviation is the only phonetic language. So when one airport staff is communicating with another airport staff, for example, Bangalore airport staff is communicating with Delhi airport staff. So due to line disturbance, or suppose I'm calling to the ATC. I'm the pilot who is flying now, and I'm calling to the ATC. So due to some issues, due to some interruption, okay, he will not hear the correct word. Suppose I'm telling Bravo, he's hearing Bravo. Okay, suppose B and D, they are the two similar pronunciation kind of, right? B and D, he, E, all this C. C, if you're telling C, he might think as S, or he might think as S. C also sometimes. Sometimes some people will have a issue in understanding the correct word, right? Suppose there are two aircrafts flying in the air, SJ813, and one aircraft is flying. That is, the registration is not SJ, wait, VT only. You take it as VT. So one is VT and one is BT. The aircraft registration. Each aircraft has different registrations. So one is VT and one is BT. So the ATC, when it is talking to the thing for coordination, for managing air traffic and controlling and all, so he will get confused whether it's B or it is V, which one is B and which one is V. So if he'll not able to understand the correct word, there will be a collision because of wrong guidance to the aircraft. There will be a collision of both the aircraft, which might lead to an aircraft accident, right, people, all of you? So to understand clearly each and every word clearly, aviation has made their own phonetic alphabets. Okay, aviation phonetic alphabets. So if it's A, then if it is A, then people will not pronounce it as A, because they will pronounce it as alpha, so that it will be easier for the other person to understand. Suppose if it's B, then B will not be pronounced as B. B will be pronounced in aviation as Bravo. If it is C, then they will pronounce it as Charlie, yes. If it is D, then they will pronounce it as Delta. If it is E, then they will pronounce it as Echo. Suppose DE, so DELTA. P, you can hear it as P also sometimes, right? So P is Papa. They will call it as, if suppose Divya, your name is Divya, no? So Divya, if you are telling Divya, they might hear it as Divya, suppose, because of network issues or because of words pronunciation issues. Some will have pronunciation issues because you have to communicate with different regions in the world. Everyone will have their own conversation, own pronunciation, everything. Suppose you are communicating some person in China, communicating some person in France, so their pronunciation will be totally different. They will not sound as the Indian pronunciation. So they will not call it as Divya, they will just pronounce it as Delta, India, Victor, okay, Yankee, Alpha. Got it? What I said? Understood? What is phonetic?
Yes.
So to avoid misconfusion, they have their own alphabets in phonetics, which is known as the aviation phonetic alphabets. So A means alpha. If you have a pen, guys, you can write it down. I'll tell you the words. Please take out your pen.
We have already written all these words.
We have already written. This class is done for you guys.
Yes, ma'am. Aviation is done, airport management is done, cabin crew training is done.
Okay, so this is done about all this terminal building. Do you know what is apron? Terminal building, air traffic tower, runway, taxiway, everything is done.
Yes, yes.
For all of you?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I didn't know that it is done for you guys. That is why. Okay, what is not done then? Like, customer service is done.
Yes, ma'am.
Customer service is also done.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, there's one whole book, right? That book is done.
No, I'm not teaching from any book. But what did you learn in the customer service? Can you tell me some topics so that I can have the idea what you guys have learned?
I didn't remember properly, but Smita ma'am taught us like there are 7 phases in that, from boarding, departing, and on board.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so everything is done. Like we're done with the reception, then cabin crew management.
Okay. Divya, what course are you studying right now?
No, actually, I have applied for diploma in ground staffing and for front office associate.
Okay, okay. So, did you guys learn about the customer centricity? Customer centricity.
No.
It means customer obsessed. Okay, because guest obsessed. Because when you're working in a company like airlines, aviation company, or hotel management company, everything depends on the number. Every earning, your salary, and everything is depend upon how many customers are traveling, how many passengers are traveling in your aircraft, how famous it is with your airline is to grab attention of all the customers so that it will have a good revenue. Okay, so if the airline will have a good revenue, ultimately you will be profited, you will be getting a good profit, because your salary, you will get bonus, your salary incentives will be more, your salary will be more. Okay, so I'll talk about customer centricity today. As mentioned earlier, customer service can be the competitive differentiator airlines use to ensure long-term success and to increase passenger loyalty. So, customer service is something that is very competitive now, because all the airlines, they have their own customer service, they have their own customer obsessed guidelines, they have their own procedures of how to make their customers a loyal customer, how to make one passenger come back again to that airline, select that airline, so that they can make a good profit. Okay, so now it is the most competitive thing, and customers must be of utmost importance throughout the organization. Okay, customer is the most important for an organization, for revenue, for making revenue, for making a good name in the market. Okay, so that the customer is the only thing which is very important to an organization. Okay, only because of the customer there is an organization, so it is the most important thing to be taken care of. Okay, because there are customers, there is an airline. If there is no customer, there will be no airline. Such airlines could be described as being customer centric. So whoever gives so much importance, who is obsessed about their own airlines, so the customers, because they pray the customers as God. Okay, they try to satisfy the customer, so that again that customer will choose that airline. He will recommend other people. He will give a good name in the market about that airline. So whoever is a customer obsessed airline, that is known as a customer centric airline or a customer centricity. Okay, customer centricity meaning I am customer obsessed. Okay, I'll do everything which will help me to satisfy a customer. Philip, Umra, Ankita, Celsia.
Ma'am, any example of this?
Customer centricity. Okay, I'll give an example of an airline. AirAsia is an example of customer centricity airline, because in AirAsia, we do everything possible to satisfy a customer. What are you doing, Srinivas, with the phone? Are you please concentrate on the class? Okay. Okay. Celsia, open the camera, please. Okay, I am not talking to myself. So AirAsia does everything from the boarding, music, till the meals, till the fare of the ticket. Okay, ticket. Everyone is so satisfied with the fare because it's very reasonable one. Okay, it has the logo also that everyone can fly because now it has so many destinations. Okay, so many destinations, and it boarding music is very cool one, which normally the youth love it because the boarding music it's not boring like other airlines, like like other airlines just think of their own something like maintaining their own standard and all, but AirAsia they think not, they doesn't think about their own standard, they just think about the customers, what the customers like, what the customer prefers. A boarding music they are keeping the updated songs list, whatever the Bollywood or the Hollywood songs, the updated one, they will play it during boarding, during deplaning. So this is kind of attracting customers because they prefer to hear songs like that. Okay, they do not prefer to hear a boring music which you go to a hotel and you hear that kind of boring music, no? So mostly airlines play like that, but AirAsia is the only airline who doesn't play this kind of music because they know that ultimately the passenger will put a headphone and they will hear a song. They will prefer to hear a good song. So that is why they have stopped playing that boring music and they have started playing the interesting music. Suppose I'll give you the example of Costa Coffee. In Costa Coffee, just because they want to attract so many customers, so that the customers will always prefer Costa Coffee. It has a brand. It is a brand. It has a name also. Costa. It's very famous, right? All of us go to the Costa Coffee for the coffee. Okay, coffee is so famous. It costs around 200. It costs so much, 250, something like that. So, but even does it worth paying so much? But still we go because of the service they give. Because it is the only coffee cafe where you can select your own coffee. I mean, where you can tell that what kind of coffee you want. If you want more cream in the coffee, you can customize your coffee according to your wish. Okay, if you go to CCD also, CCD will also not give you that. Even if you buy a coffee from CCD, it will give you a satisfaction, but not like Costa Coffee, because in Costa Coffee you have the option of customizing your own coffee. So this is something which Costa Coffee has done to attract the passenger or
Your voice is breaking.
Okay. So I was saying that customer centricity means taking care of the customer in such a way so that customers will prefer that, okay, and consider that as a brand, and not, they will never think of how much they are paying. They will just think, okay, he is giving me such a good service, so it is worth paying this much of amount. So the kind of satisfaction the customers will give, the 100% satisfaction the customer will get, so that kind of service is known as the customer centricity. Understood? What is it? Outstanding service to the customers, giving more than the expectation. Okay, if you are giving something when you go to an airline, okay, you are going to an airline, that airline staff will not laugh at you, no, they will not trouble you also, they will not do anything to you, but they will not smile at you. They will be busy in their own world. They will not even ask you hello, hi, thank you. They will not even welcome you. So that will be normal. That will be not a good thing, right? That will be like it is kind of a distracting service. Okay, the airline will give. You will not prefer to go in that airline again, right? Okay, if suppose you are going in an airline where they are giving meals. Okay, they are giving meals. They are giving a good journey, okay, and as usual what they give to the customers, normal service, no, the cabin crew is welcoming nicely, so you are okay, it is like you are okay, this is a normal customer service that they are providing. But customer centricity is something which is outstanding, which is more than what the passengers are expecting. Suppose you are traveling on a flight, okay, apart from giving you a comfortable service, each and every cabin crew is coming to you, approaching to you, giving you an assurance of your safety throughout your journey. Okay, coming to you, asking for things like, do you need this thing, do you need that thing? Okay, taking utmost care of you. Okay, behavior wise and everything wise. So that is something like you will feel good, right? Because the staff is cooperating with you. the staff is, you will feel that, oh yes, the staff is my friend now, he will take care of me if something happens to me. Sometimes he will have the guts of traveling alone in your flight because he knows that the staff is so cooperative and so good and so helpful. So he will be choosing again and again that airline. That will be, that will be more than what the customer is expected from that airline, isn't it? So that is known as exceptional customer service. Okay, so the customer obsessed airlines, customer centric people does that kind of a thing. That is known as the customer centricity, basically. So how? I'll tell you, becoming customer centric involves 4 key components. Okay, according to Kevin and Pentrell. An executive e-commerce marketing and business developer and strategist. Those key components are faith in the ability of excellent customer service to drive sales. Okay, so that there are some key components of customer centricity. So first key component is faith. Okay, that is the faith in the ability of excellent customer service to drive sales. Okay, so faith for giving you the best customer service. Okay, which will in return increase the sale of the airline, right? Ultimately, if you give an exceptional customer service, the passengers will come again and again on your flight. It will always be a full load flight. There will be no empty seats in the flight for every sectors. So ultimately what it is doing, it is giving sales, it is driving the sales of the airline. Am I right? So putting employees first even before customers and talking the talk, walking the walk. Okay, so sometimes fortitude or continually striving to provide excellent service. Okay, so it should be continuing. Okay, without fail you have to do that, because suppose today you are serving you are giving an exceptional customer service. Next day when the same person is traveling, the other employee will be there, other employee will be handling those passengers. Not the same employee will get a chance to communicate with the passengers, same passengers, everything. So today I am good, you talked with me, you got an exceptional customer service from me. Next day you expect the same, and that's why you are coming again to my flight, again choosing the airline. Suppose I am from Indigo, you are coming to Indigo again expecting the same thing from the airline. Tomorrow there is a bad staff. Okay, the staff had a fight in the house, her mood is off, so she will be like treating the passengers according to her mood. So that is not something to be happen. Okay, so you should avoid that. You should always continue the service what you have given. Okay, if today you are giving exceptional customer service, tomorrow also you should continue it, keeping on continuing that. So that is another key components of customer centricity, continuing whatever you have delivered. So another one is putting employees first even before customers. So you have to always think about the employees also. If it's an airline, they have to think about the airlines right before they should satisfy the employees first. Okay, then they should think about the customers, because ultimately the employees will be the one who will be dealing with the customers. So if the employees will be happy, automatically they will be, if you are today you are satisfying your colleague. Suppose you will be operating with 4 of your colleagues. You are operating a flight and you have 4 colleagues to operate. So you have to satisfy your colleague as well, because if you will not be good to your colleague, you will fight in the beginning only when you come to the airport. Suppose you had a fight with your colleague in the cab itself. Okay, you both had a same cab, in the cab you both had a fight. Okay, one came late, so you are waiting, so you had a fight with her. So that is not the way. You should always understand each other, you should always cooperate with each other, you should always respect each other's problem, always help each other's. Okay, if you will fight with her, then in the flight you will not be in a good mood to operate the flight while talking to passengers, while interacting with the passengers. You will not be able to give the exceptional, and you will not be able to deliver the exceptional customer service, because your mood is not good. You had a fight with your colleague, even she is not able to deliver the good service because her mood is off. So that should not be happen. Okay, you should always take care of the colleagues or the employees first. then only you will be so happy, so in a good mood to give it the best out of you to the customers. Okay, and talking the talk, walking the walk. Okay, this means you have to keep on, you know, you have to keep on thinking about what other passenger, like if you have to empathize. Okay, suppose if you are a passenger, you have to always think that, you know, if whatever you are doing, if you would have been a customer and if the same thing would have been done by any airline staff to you, how would you feel, what you will feel. So you have to walk on their shoes and think. Okay, suppose if you are out to, there is a fourth, there will be sectors, no, first sector, 1 sector, 2 sector, 3 sector. So in India, you can operate a flight up to 6 sectors. Sectors meaning is, suppose you are operating a flight from Bangalore to Pune, so that will be 1 sector flight. From Pune to Goa, that will be 2 sector flight. From again Goa to Pune back, that is 3 sector flight. Again Pune back to Bangalore is a 4 sector. So all that sectors you are traveling, that is known as the sectors. Okay, suppose it's a 4 sector flight, you have already operated 3 sector. Okay, so in the 4th sector you are tired, so you are not behaving properly to the passenger. You are tired, so you are showing that you are tired. Okay, but the passenger is traveling for the first time in your airline, and if you get to see in that sector that the staff is not behaving properly, it might be a 4th sector for you guys, but that's for that passenger, it is the first flight in your airline. So that will give a very wrong image about you, about the airline itself, because you did not behave well according to your mood, according to your tiredness, you behave with the passenger. So whatever it might be, just walk in the shoes of the passenger or the customer, and you have to think that, yes, I have to, when I'm at work now and I have to behave accordingly. Okay, I do not have to think whether I'm tired or whatever it is, because it might be a 4th sector for me, but it's not a 4th sector for the passenger. It is his first flight in this airline, so I have to give a good image of my airline to the passenger. You should always think like that, and give service to that passenger accordingly. So fate. Customer-centric organizations believe in an almost religious way that the best way to improve sales is to view them as an outcome of great customer experiences. They believe that an intense focus on creating the best possible experience for their customer is the best way to grow their business. So as I said, these customer-centric organizations like Costa Coffee, AirAsia, there are so many other things. McDonald's also another one. KFC for the chicken. Okay, they will think about, they will believe that it is a religious way, that the best way to improve the sales is to give an exceptional customer service to the customers. Then only they can be able to improve their sale. Okay, first they have to satisfy the passengers or the customers, then only they will be able to get a good sale, good revenue. So they will do everything to keep their image of customer service high. Okay, they will do everything that is required to keep that level in this high level. Okay, so they will never like how Amazon is, if there is any difficult or any problem you had, if you have ordered something, you get any defect in the product, how you call them, they will replace it immediately, because they care about their image, they care about the value about the customers, because they know that there will be only sale, there will be only the company will be existing only if the customers will believe them. So the moment they get any complaints, they take immediate actions, isn't it? Amazon, I think everybody has had a good experience with Amazon. Everybody has ordered from Amazon, right?
Yes.
What kind of experience did you have with Amazon? What kind of experience did you have with Amazon? So that is known as customer centricity. Believing that the moment believing that in the moment you satisfy a passenger or a customer, you will get a good sale. So they believe in focusing on creating the best possible experience for the customers, so that they can, that is the best way to grow in their business. Fortitude or consistency. Truly customer-centric organizations constantly focus on the value of a customer by continually striving to provide a great customer experience. This will lead to a loyal customer who will choose the airline for his future travel and will share their positive experience by word of mouth. Even though there will always be pressure for short-term sales or profits, they keep focusing on the long-term value of the customer experience. So fortitude or consistency. Consistency means today you are delivering a good customer service. You have to keep on doing that. You don't have to, do not have to stop in between. You have to keep on maintaining that. If you are giving today the 10 out of 10 level of customer service to the passenger, you have to maintain that every time. You should not stop them, so that the passenger, if he's traveling once, twice, okay, he will be loyal to you. Even if the ticket price is high, even if the ticket price goes from 10,000 to 20,000, he will be loyal to you and he'll be ready to pay you 20,000, because you know why? Because he trusts you. He knows that what kind of service you are giving it to him. It is out of the world. It is outstanding service that he is getting. Even if he's paying high, but he is getting outstanding services. So he will trust your airline and he will not see the price, even if he is getting price, okay, that is lower, okay, compared. Suppose if it's Indigo flight, I'm an AirAsia loyal passenger, I'm loyal to AirAsia. Suppose I'm getting an Indigo and SpiceJet ticket at 5,000 rupees and AirAsia is charging me 7,000 rupees. I know what kind of service AirAsia will give me, so I'm loyal to it. I know what kind of safety assurance I will get. I know what kind of meal service I will get. So baggage, all guarantee that my luggage will be as it is. My luggage will not be wear and tear after it reaches to the destination. So I'll trust that airline blindly. So I'm a loyal passenger to that airline because that passenger has maintained their consistency throughout. Even if the ticket price is higher, today I'll be ready to pay that much of money, because I know what kind of excellent customer service I will get from that airline. Okay. Employees first, even before customers. So the most important of the 4 keys for the customer-centric organization is that they need to put their employees before the customers. All employees play a part in their experience provided to the customers. Some have direct contact while others make daily decisions that ultimately affect the experience of customers. An employee-first approach means employees are treated with great respect. They are also given clear direction and clear guidelines and are fully supported when they make decisions that improve the customer service. So as I said, first you have to satisfy your employees, because employees are the one who will be dealing with the customers or the passengers. Kindly all of you switch on the videos. I'm feeling that I'm talking to myself only. So it is very important to take care of the employees, because directly or indirectly they are the ones who will be making decisions for the customer service, okay, who will be dealing with the customers, who will indirectly deal with the customers by making decisions for improving the customer service. So you have to always show the employees, you have to always make them feel that they are treated very well, they are respected, their decisions are respected, okay. So that is very important. First take care of the employees, then the employees will take care of the customers. They walk the talk and walk the talk. They talk the talk and walk the walk. Those companies that want to be truly customer-centric talk about customer experience internally on a daily basis. They measure their business success by metrics that represent the voice of the customers. Their management discussions are based on the metrics that they have to drive to improve the experience on a daily basis. So the companies or the organizations who are okay, so they talk the talk and walk the walk means sometimes the employees will be they will forget, they will not maintain their consistency. Okay, sometimes when you are talking, I am giving you today this kind of discussion, I am giving you this kind of knowledge to you, I am talking to you like about customer centricity. So today you will remember, tomorrow you will remember, again after 2-3 days you will remember, you will try to keep on reminding yourself, yes, today I have to give an excellent customer service because I was given a training on excellent customer service. Tomorrow I might not talk about it, I might not work in the work, I will not deliver the best customer service because I forgot about that. So what this customer centricity companies will do on a daily basis, they will be talking about how to satisfy customer, how to give an excellent customer service. Okay, they will every day they will talk about all these things, how to satisfy the passenger, how to deal with them, how to interact with them, what is the best that they can do to get the passenger again for future travels. Okay, they will keep on talking that, so that the employees will be reminded every day, and every day in their work they will be able to perform. Okay, so that is one thing. A real customer centricity airline example is Southwest Airlines. The LCC started in 1971 and has been profitable ever since. Figure 1.2 shows Kellen Better President, which is South Indian, who has been okay. So also this is an excellent so customer centricity airline. So the example is Southwest Airline. There is an airline called Southwest Airline, so it is a real example of customer centric airline. Okay, the president of that airline, name is Colin Barrett. Colin Barrett is the name of that president of Southwest Airlines. So what she says is that all employees play a part in the experiences we provide our customers. Some have direct contact with our customers and others make daily decisions that ultimately affect the experiences our customers have with us. Their attitudes about their jobs and the company can make or break the experience they provide for our customers. This is obvious for frontline staff like call center agents, sales agents, and flight attendants, but it is also true for baggage ramp agents, back officers, employees, mid-level managers, and executives. Even those not the front lines are constantly making decisions that affect our customers' experiences. Southwest Airlines Colin Bear. Okay, so she says this thing. Okay, so what is the meaning of that? Suppose the ramp agents who are responsible for the baggage, the baggage delivering from baggage uplifting inside the aircraft belly, again baggage putting in the trolley after arrival, bringing them to the baggage belt area, the baggage claim area. So this kind of things, the ramp agents or the loaders are responsible for this. Suppose today they break your luggage or your luggage has lost. So directly or indirectly they are not related to the passengers or the customers directly, but indirectly they have dissatisfied you because you have lost the baggage. Okay, your baggage is broken. So there are so many departments in an airline. Everyone has to the employees have to be taken care of. They have to be trained on each and every simple thing, so that they will not make any error which will dissatisfy a customer directly or indirectly. Because ultimately, if they make any decision, any department, might be the ramp agent, might be the ground staff, might be the back office people. Okay, if they will make a decision, it will be directly or indirectly hampering the customer service. Okay, today the cabin crew, suppose the transport department is not providing transport facilities, better transport facilities. Suppose they are providing support. The transport facility is providing 4 pickup points, like 4 of them are traveling in one cab. So suppose the cabin crew already has a short time, okay, with them for taking rest, because mostly they will have long flights. okay, long flight, so they will get minimum of 12 hours of rest. Suppose their rest period is getting violated because there are 4 pickup to be done. The one who has to pick up, whose house is like only 40 minutes from the airport, he has to board the airport before 1.5 hours prior to departure. Okay, so he is wasting 50 minutes of his time, whereas he has to only spend 40 minutes to reach the airport just because there are 4 pickup points. So she is dissatisfied. She has not been taken care by the company. She is an employee of the company. She has not been taken care by the transport department. So she is angry. So ultimately, when she will deal with the passenger, okay, the passenger will not get the one what he came expected. Okay, he came expecting something, so he will not get that service because the cabin crew is not really happy because of the decisions made by the transport department. So this way, every department should be taken care of. Every department should be trained of. Every department should be taken care of by the airline, because everyone is directly or indirectly dependent on the serving the best service to the customer. Understood, all of you? So all of you, I was doing a customer centricity training today. Okay, so tomorrow I'll be asking all of you, what do you understand by customer centricity, and the 4 components of customer centricity. You have to answer me. You understood, all of you, right, what I was talking about? Everyone understood, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tomorrow I will just revise on the customer centricity thing. Just remind whatever you have learned, or else just note it down what you learned today about customer centricity. Tomorrow I'll be asking you, all of you. Okay, that will be the assignment for tomorrow. Is it fine with all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, today any doubts, any one of you? No doubts?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, then have a good day. Goodbye, all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
ma'am.
Thank you. Most welcome. Have a good day, all of you.